Have you ever pondered the influence of the French colonial empire on our modern world? Spanning from the Americas to Africa and Asia, the French imprinted their legacy across the globe. But how did this empire emerge? And what were the enduring impacts of its rule? Welcome to Lexopedia, where we explore the fascinating history of the French colonial empire and its lasting legacy. Join us as we embark on a journey through time, uncovering the triumphs, tragedies, and transformative effects of this once mighty empire. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged and your understanding of global history deepened. Let's begin our exploration. Embark on a journey through time as we delve into the story of the French colonial empire, a tale of ambition, exploration, and the relentless pursuit of power. From the dawn of the 17th century, France endeavored to carve out its place on the global stage, vying with other European powers for colonies, resources, and influence. Motivated by a quest for wealth, a mission to spread Christianity, and the allure of the unknown, French explorers, missionaries, and traders ventured into uncharted territories, leaving an indelible mark on the lands and people they encountered. Over the centuries, the French colonial endeavor would leave a lasting legacy on the world, shaping cultures, influencing political systems, and weaving a complex tapestry of interconnectedness. In this video, we'll uncover the captivating story of the French colonial empire, from its modest beginnings to its eventual decline. We'll explore the motivations behind French expansion, the impact on indigenous populations, and the enduring consequences of colonial rule that resonate to this day.
The French colonial empire's story begins in the early 17th century, a period marked by fierce competition among European nations vying for global supremacy. Under King Henry IV's rule, France turned its attention to the vast, uncharted lands of North America, driven by the quest for trade, wealth, and national prestige. Motivated by adventure and the lure of riches, explorers like Samuel de Champlain undertook dangerous journeys across the Atlantic, facing perilous seas and unknown threats in their quest for a new world. Champlain's voyages culminated in the establishment of Quebec in 1608, a significant milestone that signaled the start of France's lasting presence in North America. These initial settlements, however, encountered numerous obstacles. The severe Canadian winters, clashes with indigenous populations, and rivalry with other European powers tested the endurance of the French colonists. Nevertheless, driven by economic ambitions, religious fervor, and a passion for exploration, the French persevered, gradually expanding their presence in the New World. The profitable fur trade became a cornerstone of France's early colonial efforts. French traders forged relationships with Native American tribes, trading European goods for valuable furs, especially beaver pelts, which were highly sought after in European markets. This trade not only brought economic success, but also created intricate alliances and rivalries between the French and various indigenous groups.
The reign of Louis XIV, known as the Sun King, marked a period of unprecedented expansion and consolidation for the French colonial empire. Louis XIV, an ardent believer in French glory and absolutist rule, saw colonial possessions as a reflection of his nation's power and prestige. Under his reign, France's colonial reach extended further across the globe, encompassing vast territories in North America, the Caribbean, and India. In North America, French explorers and missionaries ventured further inland, establishing a vast network of trading posts, forts, and settlements that stretched from the St. Lawrence River Valley to the Gulf of Mexico. The French presence in the Caribbean also grew, with the acquisition of islands like Guadeloupe, Martinique, and Saint-Domingue, which became lucrative centers for sugar production, fueled by the transatlantic slave trade. Louis XIV's ambitions also extended to the east. The French East India Company, established in 1664, sought to challenge Dutch and English dominance in the lucrative spice trade. French traders established trading posts in India, most notably at Pondicherry, which became a hub for French commercial activities in the region. However, this period of expansion was not without its challenges. France's growing colonial empire brought it into conflict with other European powers, particularly England, leading to a series of wars that would shape the global balance of power. Wars, losses, and new frontiers. The 18th century saw a series of conflicts that deeply affected the French colonial empire. Wars with England, especially the War of the Spanish Succession from 1701 to 1714, and the 7 Years' War from 1756 to 1763, led to major territorial losses for France. The Treaty of Paris in 1763, which ended the 7 Years' War, was a turning point, with France ceding Canada and other North American territories to Great Britain. Despite these losses, France's colonial ambitions persisted. In the late 18th and early 19th centuries, French focus shifted to Africa and Southeast Asia. Napoleon Bonaparte's invasion of Egypt in 1798, though brief, signaled a renewed interest in expanding French influence in the region. Meanwhile, in Southeast Asia, French missionaries and traders gradually established a foothold in Vietnam, setting the stage for the formation of French Indochina in the late 19th century. These new colonial endeavors demonstrated France's resolve to remain a global power, even as its empire underwent significant changes.
The geographical reach of French colonialism. The French colonial empire extended across vast regions of the globe, embracing a variety of landscapes, climates, and cultures. From North America to the Caribbean, and from West Africa to Southeast Asia, the French flag flew over a mosaic of continents, leaving a lasting imprint on the world's map. From the frozen north to the tropics, diverse landscapes and climes. The French colonial empire spanned from the frozen tundra of Canada to the tropical rainforests of Indochina. This diversity shaped French colonialism, influencing economic activities and interactions with indigenous populations. In North America, the fur trade drove French exploration and interaction with Native American tribes. In the Caribbean, sugar plantations relied on enslaved African labor. In Southeast Asia, rice cultivation supported dense populations. The diverse landscapes and climates presented both opportunities and challenges for French colonists.
Sugar, slavery, and revolution. The Caribbean islands, with their tropical climate and fertile soils, were highly coveted by European colonizers. For France, the islands of Guadeloupe, Martinique, and Saint-Domingue were especially valuable. Their economies thrived on sugar production driven by the harsh system of transatlantic slavery. Large plantations owned by affluent French colonists were operated by enslaved Africans who faced brutal conditions. The dependence on slavery led to unrest and rebellion. The severe mistreatment sparked a spirit of resistance, culminating in the Haitian Revolution.
A continent divided. France's colonial ambitions in Africa left a significant mark on the continent. France established a presence in West Africa, North Africa, and Madagascar. In West Africa, French traders exchanged European goods for local commodities. These coastal enclaves expanded inland through military expeditions and treaties. In North Africa, France focused on Algeria, annexing it in 1830. Madagascar also attracted French interest, leading to a protectorate in 1885. French colonialism shaped political boundaries and influenced economic development in Africa. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, make sure to subscribe to Lexopedia for more insightful content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.
Intrigue, adventure, and cultural encounters. The French colonial empire is filled with captivating tales of intrigue, adventure, and cultural encounters. These stories offer glimpses into the lives of ordinary people, both French and Indigenous. One such tale is of Eugène-Henri Cuvier, a young French cartographer in the mid-19th century. His expedition in Vietnam led to diverse cultural encounters and alliances. His maps and journals provide invaluable insights into Vietnam's geography and culture. These stories remind us that history is a rich narrative shaped by countless individuals. Section 2. Architectural marvels and urban transformations. The French imprint on colonial cities. The French colonial empire left an indelible mark not only on the political and economic landscape of its colonies, but also on their urban fabric. French architects, engineers, and planners, inspired by the grand boulevards and elegant squares of Paris, sought to recreate a sense of European sophistication and grandeur in colonial cities across the globe. In North America, cities like Quebec City and Montreal still bear witness to France's architectural legacy. The imposing fortifications of Quebec City, perched atop Cap Diamant, evoke the strategic importance of this colonial outpost, while the narrow streets and stone buildings of old Montreal whisper tales of a bygone era. In Southeast Asia, Hanoi, the capital of French Indochina, underwent a dramatic transformation under French rule. Wide, tree-lined avenues, modelled after Parisian boulevards, replaced narrow, winding streets, while grand public buildings, such as the Hanoi Opera House and the Presidential Palace, showcased the opulence and grandeur of French colonial architecture. These architectural marvels, while aesthetically pleasing, also served as symbols of French power and prestige. Designed to impress upon the local populace the might and sophistication of their colonial rulers. The urban transformations undertaken by the French often came at a cost, displacing local communities, disrupting traditional ways of life, and imposing European aesthetics on pre-existing urban landscapes.
Religious conversion, resistance, and syncretism. The encounter between French colonialism and indigenous cultures sparked a complex interplay of religious conversion, resistance, and syncretism. as different belief systems clashed and coexisted within the colonial context. French missionaries, driven by a fervent desire to spread Christianity, saw conversion as an integral part of their civilizing mission, often working hand in hand with colonial authorities to achieve their goals. In North America, Jesuit missionaries played a pivotal role in converting indigenous populations to Catholicism. They learned indigenous languages, established missions in remote communities, and adapted Christian teachings to local customs in an effort to make the faith more accessible. However, conversion efforts often met with resistance, as indigenous people sought to preserve their traditional beliefs and ways of life. In Southeast Asia, French missionaries faced a different set of challenges. Buddhism, deeply entrenched in Vietnamese society, proved more resistant to conversion efforts. While some Vietnamese did convert to Catholicism, many others continued to practice Buddhism, often incorporating elements of Christian rituals and beliefs into their existing religious practices. This religious syncretism, evident in various forms throughout the French colonial empire, reflected the resilience of indigenous cultures and their ability to adapt and transform in the face of colonial pressures. It also highlighted the complex and often uneven nature of cultural exchange within the colonial context.
From cuisine to language, enduring legacies of French colonial influence. The legacy of the French colonial empire continues to resonate, shaping cultural practices and influencing political systems. From Creole cultures in the Caribbean to French influence in Southeast Asia, traces of colonialism are woven into societies. French culinary influence is one of the most enduring legacies. Banh mi in Vietnam and tagines in Morocco blend French traditions with local flavours. The French language remains an official language in many former colonies, spoken by millions. Cultural syncretism. A mélange of traditions. The French colonial empire left a rich cultural tapestry. A blend of French and indigenous traditions created unique cultural phenomena. In the Caribbean, French and African traditions fused into vibrant Creole cultures. In Vietnam, French colonialism influenced the culinary landscape. The banh mi sandwich combines French baguettes with Vietnamese ingredients. In Africa, French remains a lingua franca, uniting diverse ethnic groups. This cultural syncretism reflects the resilience and adaptability of local populations.
Section 2. Political Landscapes, from Colonies to Nations. The political legacy of the French colonial empire is a story of transformation and upheaval. French political institutions and legal frameworks left an indelible mark on former colonies. Centralized administrative systems modeled after French bureaucracy were introduced. In Algeria and Vietnam, reconciling these systems caused conflict and tension. The fight for independence in French colonies was often fierce and bloody. The Algerian War of Independence led to significant loss of life and deep scars. Algeria gained independence, but the legacy of colonial violence endures. In West Africa, the transition to independence was relatively more peaceful. Leaders like Senghor and Houphouët-Boigny navigated decolonization, building new national identities. Today, former French colonies' political landscapes reflect the enduring influence of French systems. Many countries retain elements of the French civil law system, and French remains key in governance. The journey from colonies to nations is fraught with challenges as countries grapple with their colonial pasts while forging new paths. Section 3. Economic Footprints. Development and Dependency. The economic legacy of the French colonial empire is a complex story of development and dependency. Resource extraction and trade networks laid the groundwork for modern economies, but created structural dependencies. The French extracted resources like rubber and coffee, often at the expense of local economies. Infrastructure like railways and ports facilitated resource export to France. This export-oriented model left many colonies dependent on a few primary commodities. Post-colonial economies struggle to transform these structures. Many former colonies still rely on a narrow range of commodities, vulnerable to global market fluctuations. Neo-colonial economic relationships exacerbate this dependency. However, colonial investments in infrastructure and education have also fostered economic growth. Educational institutions established during the colonial period contributed to high literacy rates and a skilled workforce. The economic footprints of the French colonial empire are evident in the challenges and opportunities faced by former colonies today. While dependency remains an issue, there are signs of resilience and innovation as nations diversify their economies.
A legacy etched in time. The French colonial empire, a complex tapestry woven from threads of ambition, exploration, and exploitation, has left an enduring legacy on the world. From the bustling streets of Hanoi to the vibrant cultures of the Caribbean, the traces of French colonialism are etched into the very fabric of societies across the globe. We've journeyed through centuries, witnessing the rise and fall of this once mighty empire, exploring its triumphs and tragedies, and examining its lasting impact on the political, economic, and cultural landscapes of our planet. We've delved into the heart of cultural syncretism, marveling at the unique blend of French and indigenous traditions that have emerged in former colonies. We've explored the architectural marvels and urban transformations that reshaped colonial cities, leaving behind a legacy of both grandeur and displacement. And we've grappled with the complex political legacies of colonialism, from the struggles for independence to the challenges of nation-building in the post-colonial era. The story of the French colonial empire is not merely a chapter in a history book, it's a living narrative that continues to shape our world. Understanding this legacy is crucial for comprehending the complexities of global interconnectedness, the enduring impact of colonialism on present-day societies, and the ongoing quest for social justice and equality in a world still grappling with the legacies of its past. Join the Lexopedia journey. We hope this exploration of the French colonial empire has sparked your curiosity and deepened your understanding of this pivotal period in world history. If you enjoyed this journey through time, be sure to show your support by liking this video and subscribing to Lexopedia for more captivating explorations of history, culture, and the human experience. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest releases. We're eager to hear your thoughts on the French colonial empire and its legacy, so please share your comments below and let's keep the conversation going. Thank you for joining us on Lexopedia, where the world's knowledge is just a click away. Until next time, keep exploring.